Hi, my name is Jack, and we're coming out of the box. Welcome to the channel. If you're new here, well, my name is Jack, and like I said, we're coming out of the box. If you've been here a minute, then you know that I've lost over 100 pounds. Not once, but twice. In a previous episode, we talked about walking and how that was kind of one of those key first steps to this weight loss journey. It was getting active, just walking around a little kiosk that we had at work and just going from there. We'd walk around the building at lunch. We'd walk around. We just kind of start walking as much as we could. It doesn't matter where. Hell, we'd walk in circles in the room. Our room, the bedroom. So, from there, we talked about intermittent fasting. I wanted to go back to this just a little bit because I know the last video we talked about it a lot, and it's admittedly a lot to go over. So, as we mentioned, intermittent fasting it's a way to structure your eating patterns and your lifestyle habits to fit into a mold where you're not consistently eating all day long. I'm only eating from this time period to this time period, and that's all I'm going to eat. If I get food in between those, well, great. That goes towards my calorie intake for the day. If I don't, well, then cool, I don't have to worry about it. It's a little bit more nuanced than that, as I mentioned, where you have to understand how many calories your body needs and kind of what your sedentary rate is. And so this is just how many calories your body uses in a day doing basic functions like living. So there are a few different calculators online, and all it is just go to your favorite search engine. Most of the time, that's Google, and going sedentary or base calorie calculator, and this will give you okay. Well, your body uses anywhere from 1,800 to 26, just the rough values of kind of what's at least I've seen in a day to perform basic life functions. Okay. Well, so then I know this value, I know this metric now, and I can compare that to what I'm eating. So if I go to Carl's Jr., I order a large double Western bacon burger with the crisp cut fries and say a Diet Coke, because the Diet Coke makes you feel better. I know that's roughly about 16 to 1,800 calories, depending on ranch and stuff like that. You have to include the sauces. That's almost a whole day. And so if you're like me, you can still eat those type of things, right? It's not a matter of, oh, well, I have to cut it out. You can still eat the garbage. That's no problem. You just have to remember that it all goes somewhere. And so that's when you start to look at it more as a numbers game. And so for me, that made it a lot easier. It was looking at food as so much, it's not what I like and how I like it. It's, okay, well, this is X amount, and I can have Y amount. Well, okay, that's all adding up real quick. So we walked down with the intermittent fasting. We were kind of helping to curb some of that. It wasn't so much, well, I'm eating breakfast and that's 800, and I'm eating lunch and that's 1,300, and I'm eating dinner and that's 1,600, and cool, I'm now super over everything. Well, I cut out one of those meals through fasting. Well, I just dropped 800, and that's an easy loss. But you want to make sure you're not supplementing throughout the day, going, okay, well, I added this and this to compensate because I was hungry. So it's finding a level that's comfortable for you. And so the first time we lost 100 pounds, we were doing, admittedly, we were going to the gym, so we were lifting heavier. We were doing things like that because that was engraved in there. Like, if you want to lose weight, that's how you do it. You work out and you eat good. And we did. And it worked. By all means, if that works for you, then do it. But it was something that, as I look back on it now, I know it wasn't sustainable for myself. I know it wasn't something that I could foreseeably do easily going down the road and maintaining that lifestyle, just because as much as I love going to the gym, and trust me, I do, I love working out now, I love the bad things for you. Hell, we'll go to a Korean barbecue place and I'm there till my time limit is done because I'm gonna eat all of it. Everything. All the food. We go to the Chinese place, I'm ordering a 3 or 4 item because I love it. We go to a taqueria, yeah, I'm getting a burrito, I'm getting some tacos because I love it. I love food. And so I had to understand and realize that about myself. There are other things go into that where a lot of my eating was also emotional. So I was realizing that I'm not eating because I'm necessarily hungry, but because I'm sad, or it's a comfort item. And so as you start to heal both of those different wounds, it becomes okay. Well, I understand that I love food. I understand that I'm going to eat a lot of food, but I'm not going to overindulge because I'm realizing that I'm sad. And so I realize I'm sad. Well, let me do something different. Let me fix that, and then I'll look at food. We'll talk about those in later episodes. So if you haven't already, and this is even somewhat helpful, like, share, subscribe. We'll do all the work to get you to a better point. But the most important thing realistically is commenting. Let me know what you need me to talk about, and we'll talk about that. But as my relationship with food changed, then it became okay. Well, let me try in an 8-hour window. It's doing okay. It's not realistically. I'm not getting results as fast as I want. Let me try a 6-hour window and a 4-hour window. Eventually, I got to 1 meal a day just because it worked for my lifestyle. This is fine. Although you want to, at that point, once you get to 1 meal a day, you have to start worrying about other things. Like, okay, well, what are my nutrient levels? How is my nutrition looking? And so, I hate to admit it, but at the prime age of 33, I'm on a regular thing of men's one a day because in my head, that's going to work. I still, however, have evolved even from that 1 meal a day to just what it did for me was help to rebalance what I thought was an acceptable level of food. I'm not going to taquerias now and ordering 2 super burritos and tacos and all that other stuff, plus the chips, and eating it all. Well, I can live off a burrito, and I get plenty full there. It was a chance to kind of, I hate to use the term resize my stomach, but in essence, that's kind of what the process was resizing everything to go, okay, well, you know what, Jackie, this is what normal people eat. You can eat that. Do I still gorge? Hell yes. But it's not as often. We're not going to McDiggs and order nuggies and 2 double cheeseburgers and fries and Coke and, the McFlurry for later? Yeah. We changed it up a bit. It's tandem. It's tandem on, as you're going through your own journey, you'll have to understand if your weight loss is motivated by a need to want to lose weight because you don't like how your body looks, or if you're doing it to become healthier, because I'll admit you can be big and still be healthy. Being big is not an issue. Like I've been big my whole life. It's one of those things where, God damn it, I'm big and beautiful. But I know I wasn't at what I wanted to be. I was, as a kid, I always imagined myself as that hero, that guy who runs into something head first and just, I'm going to save someone. And they never showed that as common in a lot of the social media, a lot of media outlets, the movies, film, TV. It's getting a little bit more where, like, yeah, no, big guys can do that too, but it wasn't common then. So I got in my head, like, okay, to be healthy is to be thin. And you realize that's not the case. To be healthy is to be happy. And to be happy is to be okay mentally. And so for me, this journey has been 2 parts. It's been losing the weight, which, yeah, no, we're proud of that. But it's also been growing. It's been growing as a person. And so in that, we've done a lot of self-help over the past couple of years. We've done multiple different self-help books. There's most recently we've read The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck by Mark Manson. Absolutely wonderful book. I can't recommend it enough. We've done Sydney Campos, I'm Ascending Now What? And we've gone on just a very spiritual journey to understand that a lot of the stuff growing up was affecting us in terms of our eating habits. And so as we go into the new year, as we go into, a lot of people making resolutions to lose weight, we're going to have some just rather dark conversations. My mother had a prescription pill problem, and she tragically lost that battle a couple years ago. And that one messed with us. That one messed with us more than I think we admitted at the time or will ever be able to truly comprehend. But it was overcoming and understanding that a lot of the stuff growing up wasn't our fault. It was understanding that you don't have to realistically be afraid or be sad by the events in your life. It's understanding that to be happy is really just being in the moment. So, if what I'm saying is helpful, like I said, like and share. If you need me to talk about something, leave a comment. Let me know what you need to hear. Let me know what you want to hear. We're going to start talking about our lifting regimens. We're going to start talking about, the trial and error behind some of those lifts, whether we were doing 3x10s or one set to failure or multiple sets to failure. Are we doing it all in one day? Are we spreading it out? How often are we walking? What do we actually eat when we're trying to be conscious about our food? We're going to talk about the shadow work behind trying to heal a lot of that trauma growing up, a lot of the issues that eventually stemmed into significant significant problems as we grew up that weren't healthy, that weren't leading to happiness. And we're going to do it live. I don't know if you noticed this, but in the last video, we also did it live where we don't have a script. We don't have we have a plan going into it, but we're not reading off anything just because that's not how I work. We're going to talk from the heart. We're going to dig up a lot of things, and specifically, like I said, this channel is called Out of the Box because Jack is coming out of the box. So, until next time, be you, be weird, and be happy.